2 months since his disappearance, family and friends of Christopher Miller continue to press authorities for answers. Also, a full circle moment for a former ski instructor taking the classes she used to teach at Tyrrell Basin. Plus, ground officially broken on the second ice rink for the city of Verona. How the added sheet will benefit businesses in the community. That's all coming up right now at 10. It's been 2 months since the disappearance of a Madison man who reportedly led Wisconsin state troopers on a chase through Janesville. 27-year-old Christopher Miller has not been seen since the early morning hours of November 19th, when a state trooper tried to pull him over for speeding. Now, 2 months later, and Miller is still missing, and his family demanding answers from the agencies investigating his disappearance. So here's a look at the timeline of events. Miller ran away from troopers the morning of November 19th. Then 2 days later, November 21st, exactly 2 months ago, his family reported him as missing. And then nearly 3 weeks later, on December 10th, family and friends searched for him by themselves in the Janesville area, where he was last reported to be seen. So this morning, some of those family and friends protested outside the State Patrol office in DeForest. Braden Ross spoke with the family and here's what they want people to know.
A great dad, super funny, fun-loving, carefree, loved to listen to music, loved his family, his children.
Today marks 62 days since 27-year-old Christopher Miller disappeared without a trace.
For him to just up and disappear like this and not talk to his family is not like him.
The Rock County Sheriff's Office says a Wisconsin state trooper tried to stop Miller for speeding in Janesville in the early morning hours of November 19th. They say he then led the trooper on a chase before eventually getting out and fleeing. No one has seen him since.
We're hoping to get some answers.
His family says they've been asking law enforcement what happened, but haven't gotten the response they want.
We've had very little assistance, we feel like, from law enforcement in finding him.
This morning, they held a protest at the Wisconsin State Patrol office in DeForest in the hopes of getting some answers.
Something needs to be held accountable. Somebody has an answer, and somebody needs to speak that answer.
They say the case has been tossed between the Wisconsin State Patrol, Rock County, and Madison Police, and it's not clear who's in charge of the search.
Nobody wants to be accountable for who dropped the baton, but if we hand it to all these different hands, who is accountable?
Now they're turning to the public and social media for help.
Speak. All you have to do, if you're on social media, share buttons. You know, if you're at the grocery store, the lady that's checking you out, or the gentleman, hey, have you heard about Chris Miller?
If you could please just share stories about him. We're just trying to kind of keep his name and story in the public light.
Two women have been charged in an attack on a pregnant woman on Madison's south side, accused of trying to kill her unborn baby. And the criminal complaint filed yesterday. 27-year-old Brittany Holston and 25-year-old Cynthia Dominguez are said to have attacked the woman in the parking lot of an apartment complex on Kent Avenue in late November. It was later revealed that Holston is in a relationship with the father of the baby. The pregnant woman had scrapes and bruises, while a medical team at the hospital found no damage to the unborn baby. Dominguez was booked into jail last night. Meanwhile, an arrest warrant has been issued for Holston. Both women face a single felony charge of attempted first-degree intentional homicide of an unborn child. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecasting meteorologist, Alex Harrington. Alex, you're saying it's the Pleasant Patio. I don't know. I think it's the, I don't remember what we used to call it was. Polar. I think it's the Polar Patio tonight.
Yeah, the Polar Patio. I guess we could call it the Polar Patio because I have to stand over there in that little shed before I come out here. So if I have to do that, it's the Polar Patio. Let's take a look at the radar out there right now. I'm tracking some snow heading from the southwest to the northeast across the area. There we go. High resolution radar showing those few bits of snow coming up towards Grant and Lafayette counties. It will inch towards southern Wisconsin, although I think the 6-hour future weather track model here is doing this a little bit overdone. We have some dry air out there, so that dry air will eat away a little bit at that snow, looking at maybe an inch, especially areas towards the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Temperatures again, 23, 24 right now, and they'll inch their way up as that snow makes it up towards the Madison area and points towards the south and towards the east. And then we're watching another midweek weather system. That one could be a bigger one for the Midwest. We'll track that one coming up in Maine weather. Back to you in the warmer studio, McKenna.
Alex, the snowfall from earlier this week was a pleasant sight to see for local ski and snowboard areas such as Tyrrell Basin and Mount Horeb. Madison School and Community Recreation held its annual ski and snowboard fundraiser there tonight. Right new at 10 tonight, our Andrew Banstra stopped by and has the heartwarming full circle story of a lifetime skier.
Each year, MSCR holds a ski and snowboard fundraiser here at Tyrrell Basin, raising money for a good cause.
Penny Klein's been skiing since she was 6 and has been attending this event for years. Eventually, she volunteered with MSCR, teaching adaptive skiing classes.
I got sick a few years ago, and I'm now in the adaptive program.
That adaptive program helps senior citizens and disabled skiers. Penny says in her day, to demonstrate, she'd ski on one leg all the way down the mountain with her classes. Now, she's back on the slopes in the classes she taught.
I used to bring friends and was a skier, and we would help raise funds for the benefit for the adaptive program, and I volunteered, and now I'm one of the clients, and they help me now.
Madison School and Community Recreation, or MSCR, promotes healthy, active living. For Penny, skiing and raising money for them was a no-brainer, so she brought some friends.
Hanging out with friends is super fun, but also like doing a sport like this, it's even more fun because you get to do something that you love with them together.
Fundraiser or not, Penny plans to be back on the slopes next week with MSCR doing classes one way or the other.
Next weekend I do the sit ski lessons. Today we're trying skis, but we don't know how well or long they'll last.
For Penny, the smell of the snow, the sound of the ski lifts, nothing beats it. Other than, of course, supporting a good cause.
I saw what it did for people, and one day for us it's like, you know, if everybody else can ski all the time, one day for us is a big deal. So for me, it's full circle.
And whether it was their first time on the slopes or it was a full circle moment, everybody had fun today. At Tyrrell Basin, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now.
In more local news tonight, a second hockey rink is coming to the city of Verona, and ground was officially broken on that sheet of ice this morning. The Verona Ice Arena has seen so much growth over the past few years that there's been demand for another rink so people can participate in hockey, ice skating, and figure skating. So a campaign was created to raise funds, and so far, more than $5.5 million has been raised by the community to make it all possible. The new rink will be just to the south of the current building, on the location of the seasonal outdoor ice rink. Doubling the city's ice rinks will allow for more skaters to use the facility, which the Verona Area Chamber of Commerce says that will help nearby businesses.
The number of visitors this additional sheet of ice will bring to Verona is great for those local businesses. And what's good for our local businesses is good for our community as a whole.
If the project remains on schedule, this second rink will open before the end of the year. We're now trading in those ice skates for a bicycle helmet. The 2023 Brazen Dropouts Bike Swap was held this morning at the New Holland Pavilion at the Alliant Energy Center. Madison, of course, is a cycle-friendly city, so this swap allowed cyclists, both new and experienced, to browse for accessories for their bike and cycling apparel for themselves. More than 100 vendors were set up to welcome 100 or so attendees from Wisconsin and its surrounding states.
We got a couple hundred vendors from all over the Midwest. They've got their bike stuff to sell. We get a couple hundred buyers who are looking for stuff to buy. And then people just kind of wander around and do some deals.
The group that hosted the swap, Brazen Dropouts, is a community cycling team open to cyclists of all ages and abilities. This weekend, you can enjoy activities in Dane County parks without needing a permit to do so. Permits are typically required for dogs in parks, cross-country ski trails, disc golf, and accessing the lakes, such as for ice fishing. Today and tomorrow, those activities can be done by anyone, no permit necessary. And this afternoon, several people were taking advantage of that out on ice fishing on Monona Bay.
I don't touch fish. I catch him and call for him, and then he comes over and takes the fish off. But we've been having a good day out here. Caught like 50 fish almost already, so it's been fun.
The permit-free weekend is a collaboration between Dane County Parks and the City of Madison Parks. Still ahead tonight at 10, the celebration of two Wisconsin staples, beer and cheese. Plus, what you can do to help the Dane County Humane Society care for an injured swan and pelican that can't be released back into the wild.
This city is magical. Let's enjoy Illinois. Come on. The best New York strips are actually in Chicago.
Wow,
to hot dog. Look out below! What time does that train leave? Welcome to the middle of everything.
There's no telling what the next Wisconsin Lottery scratch game will bring. It's Scratch of the Day. This $3 game really shakes things up. If your shake matches the shake needed for that same day, you could win up to $30,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
We asked people to give their honest feedback on how wrinkles around their eye area and under-eye puffiness looked after trying Tint and Tighten for the first time.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of cover up and conceal things, but with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone, so you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see with when you wear foundation.
Tint and Tighten shrinks under-eye puffiness, smooths out wrinkles and fine lines around the eye area, and provides tinted coverage to hide dark circles and skin imperfections, making you look fresh and younger. And since Tint and Tighten works in 10 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours, you can look your best without getting injections or fillers. Get beautiful, lightweight, tinted coverage, plus that smoother, younger, wrinkle-free look from years past in 10 minutes. A look that will make you feel beautiful and confident. Try it this new year for only $19.95, plus get free shipping and handling. Visit tintandtighten.com or call the number on your screen.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-501-5956 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
Is your phone listening to your private conversations? I'll take a deep dive to discover who could be listening through your phone and the steps you can take to protect yourself and your privacy.
Keeping your private conversations private. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Today in Madison, it was all about beer and cheese, and you can't get quite more Wisconsin than that. A festival celebrating both of those wonderful things took over the Alliant Energy Center this afternoon, with brewers and cheesemakers putting their very best to the test among hundreds of attendees. This was the 13th year the festival has been hosted, with general admission tickets costing $65, and those included a tasting glass and unlimited samplings. But for a little extra money, a VID ticket option was available. That's very important drinker, which came with some additional perks.
So we've got just over 100 breweries. All the breweries brought between 4 and 6 beers each, and we've got some apparel companies selling Wisconsin-based things. We've got some cheese manufacturers here.
Only those 21 and over could attend, but a $15 designated driver ticket was also available, which got you unlimited cheese samplings and non-alcoholic beverages. The Dane County Humane Society is asking for donations to help cover the cost of 2 injured aquatic birds until they can be found a permanent home. Both birds, a pelican and a swan, have injuries severe enough to where they can't be released back to the wild. They have made progress in their recoveries, but the Humane Society is looking to raise $2,500 to help care for them until they can go to a licensed wildlife facility, bird sanctuary, or zoo. To learn more or make a donation yourself, look for this story over on channel3000.com. A piece of health news to share tonight. The FDA is relaxing some rules to make ibuprofen more accessible to hospitals and health systems. The agency has relaxed rules for certain facilities to compound ibuprofen into a liquid. Liquid ibuprofen products are used in medical facilities to treat the current surge in respiratory infections. That's because some patients are unable to swallow solid pills. The FDA reports it's not aware of any instances that hospitals were having trouble obtaining certain approved versions of the liquid drug. So this move does not pertain to over-the-counter forms of the medication administered outside of medical facilities. Some scary moments Saturday at a hospital in Daytona Beach, Florida. A 76-year-old woman is in police custody, accused of killing her terminally ill husband undergoing treatment at the facility. Police say they appear to have a motive for the shooting.
Because he was terminally ill,
They had a conversation about it, and they actually planned this approximately 3 weeks ago, that if he continued to take a turn for the worse, that he wanted her to end this.
Police say after the shooting, the woman barricaded herself inside her late husband's room. Negotiators eventually got her to surrender several hours later. In the meantime, the hospital was forced to scramble to keep its other patients, doctors, and staff safe. Luckily, no one else was hurt during this incident. In national news tonight, there's new details as President Biden's lawyer says that 6 additional documents containing classification markings were found at his Delaware home, and investigators also took possession of some of his notes. Kristen Benavides is in Miami with the latest on the growing number of documents discovered at Biden's home in recent weeks.
President Biden's personal attorney says the Justice Department found additional documents marked classified in a nearly 13-hour search of the president's Wilmington home on Friday. A statement from Mr. Biden's attorney says in part, DOJ took possession of materials it deemed within the scope of its inquiry, including 6 items consisting of documents with classification markings and surrounding materials, some of which were from the president's service in the Senate, and some of which were from his tenure as vice president. Previously, roughly 20 documents had been found at the home and an office the president used for a time after serving as vice president. On Thursday, President Biden spoke briefly about the investigation.
I think you're going to find there's nothing there. I have no regrets. I'm following what the lawyers have told me they want me to do. It's exactly what we're doing. There's no there.
Saturday's statement also says DOJ had full access to the president's home, including personally handwritten notes, files, papers, binders, memorabilia, to-do lists, schedules, and reminders going back decades. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Alex Harrington.
Hey, thanks, Makeda. Good evening, folks. We'll start off with the Cliff Notes version. Always good to start there. The few snow flurries that we'll see overnight tonight going into Sunday should end as we go later into Sunday. Maybe we'll get a little sunshine. I'll show that in just a second. Looking at seasonable weather as we start the work week, and then I'm keeping an eye on a stronger midweek weather system. We'll show that here in just a moment. But let's start with our high-resolution radar showing some light snow shower activity to the south and to the west, inching towards Grant County and towards Lafayette County, and I do think this will make it into southern Wisconsin for areas along and south and east of a line of U.S. Highway 151. Could see some minor accumulations out of this. Let's take a look at our friend in the future track here as we go into the wee hours of your Sunday. There's that scattered snow shower activity as we go into the early part of your Sunday, and then it kicks on out as we go later into your Sunday morning. Staying cloudy, but we might get a couple breaks in those clouds as we head towards supper time on your Sunday. Then as we go into your Monday, here's a little present sunshine. We could use a little sunshine, I think, across southern Wisconsin. And in regards to that snow mounts, again, I'm not expecting a whole lot across southern Wisconsin, maybe an inch or less. And as you can see here, it's doing a pretty nice job hugging that U.S. Highway 151 line and points to the south and east. Could see some slick spots, again, if your area's down towards the Wisconsin-Illinois border. And then we turn our attention to a midweek weather system. So let's break this one down here. What are we confident in? Well, we're confident that this weather system will be a little bit stronger than the current weather system. Looking at late Tuesday night through Wednesday, and there will be accumulating snow on the north and west side of that weather system. But this is what we're not so confident in. The storm center track, if it goes to the south, we won't get much, if anything, here in southern Wisconsin. If it goes to the north, well, then we might have something to talk about. Certainly something to stay tuned for. As we inch out beyond that weather system on Wednesday, there go the temperatures taking a little tumble, and our friends here at our Climate Prediction Center, well, I had a graphic here showing that it's going to be colder. It's probably updating right now as we speak, as we head out towards the end of January, going into the early part of February. And with those temperatures being a little bit colder, we are looking at a little bit more in the way of precipitation, at least above normal chances. We'll do 24 tonight, those scattered snow showers, mainly to the south and to the east of Dane County. We'll do 30 as we go into your Sunday. Could see some sunshine again towards supper time. There's that weather system as we head out towards that Wednesday time frame. If that storm inches closer to southern Wisconsin, then behind that weather system, McKenna, temperatures start to take a tumble as we go towards next weekend. Not quite polar patio weather by the time we get to next Saturday and Sunday, but boy, look at Monday and Tuesday. That's polar patio weather.
Oh, I thought this was polar patio weather. What's the step below polar patio? What's whenever we get to the negatives? We have to start brainstorming more P words.
Yeah, more P words. I'm going to have to figure that one out. But
that's another thing to stay tuned for.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thanks, Alex. All right. Well, true or false? You can catch a cold by not dressing warmly enough. The short answer is false. Experts at Consumer Reports put the myth to bed once and for all, but do explain why it still might be a good idea to add on the layers when it's chilly outside.
How many times have you heard this? Put a jacket on or you'll catch a cold. The truth is you cannot catch a cold by exposure to the elements.
Being cold itself won't make you sick. Viruses, however, will, by causing respiratory tract infections.
In fact, there are more than 200 viruses that can cause a cold, and any one of them can be more likely to spread in winter as people spend more time indoors. By increasing exposure to germs transmitted through air or contact with infected surfaces, and eventually making it into your nose, mouth, or eyes. Mucus in the nose also plays an important part. It helps track bacteria we breathe in before it can cause an infection. But
low humidity in heated environments can cause the lining in our noses to become drier, which makes it easier for the germs to invade the body.
The easy remedy? Consider a humidifier to moisten the air. Levoit, Honeywell, and Baby Move models earn top marks in Consumer Reports tests and cost between $55 and $100. And what about our immune systems? Turns out there may be an indirect link between cold weather and catching a cold, since our immune systems function best when our body temperature is well regulated. The fix? Bundling up after all. It can help ensure proper temperature balance for peak immunity. This is Deirdre Michalopoulos.
Consumer Reports experts say frequent hand washing, avoiding contact with sick people, and wearing a mask can help prevent catching a cold. And while there's still no cure if you do catch a cold, rest, drink plenty of fluids, and ask your doctor about any over-the-counter remedies to bring some symptom relief. Still ahead, both Badger hockey programs in action today. Women got their win as the men hope to break out the brooms. Jordan has those highlights next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today.
He has his grandfather's smile.
Her mother's eyes.
My cheekbones.
But will she have my diabetes?
My sickle cell anemia.
His father's heart disease.
Go to joinallofus.org to share your health information and speed up health research breakthroughs. The future of health begins with you.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and in light of the recent events, your continued support means everything to myself and my employees. To thank you, we're having the biggest sale ever on all MyPillow bedding. Get MyPillow bed sheets for as low as $29.98. A set of pillowcases for only $9.98. In this economy, instead of buying a new bed, rejuvenate your bed with a MyPillow mattress topper for as low as $99.99. We also have blankets in a variety of sizes, colors, and styles, like plush, waffle, or gossamer, for as low as $29.98. We even have pet blankets from small size to the ones for your car. Get huge discounts on duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get huge discounts on all MyPillow bedding, including MyPillow bed sheets for as low as $29.98. Get all your shopping in while quantities last. Please order now.
Get an
Escape, Edge, or Explorer SUV with 0% APR financing for 36 months, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
When pain says, I'm here, I say, so are they. Just want to leave. 12 hours of uninterrupted pain relief. Aleve. Who do you take it for?
Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra presents the Four Seasons on January 27th, featuring Vivaldi's iconic masterpiece. Get your tickets before they're gone at WCOconcerts.org.
Well, it's been exactly 3 weeks since the Wisconsin women's hockey team got their last win. That's right. New Year's Eve was the Badgers' last dub, and it's been an uphill battle since. But enough is enough. The team is ready to snap that 5-game losing streak as they return home. Now, this weekend, they're hosting Minnesota State. Defense, the name of this game. Scoreless into the second period when finally it opens up. Casey O'Brien feeds Britta Curl right side, and Captain Curl's the one who buries the first goal of the game. And Lacey Eden tacks on another one in the final period. And for the first time this year, the Badgers have got themselves a win. 2-1 the final. The series wraps up tomorrow with puck drop at 2. Badger men's also in action, coming off a big 4-0 shutout of 7th-ranked Ohio State last night. Game 2 shaping up differently. It's scoreless until midway through the second period when the Buckeyes find the back of the net. They would add another for insurance. It's an empty netter, and the Badgers get shut out 2-0. They will split the series with the Buckeyes. Now UW is on the road for the next 2 weeks. Up next is Notre Dame. And Cole Caulfield's season has come to an end. The team announced earlier today that the former Badger is going to have season-ending surgery on his right shoulder. Over 46 games, Caulfield racked up a team-leading 26 goals, and he also had 10 assists. Big divisional matchup tonight in Cleveland. The Bucks taking on the Cavaliers, and the Deer lead them by 2 games in the Central. Got another fourth quarter battle. Pat Connaughton drills back-to-back threes, giving the Bucks a slight lead. And of course, this one's back and forth. Now, Joe Ingles is going to come up with a clutch triple to tie this game up at 95. But the tie doesn't last long. Evan Mobley just simply can't miss. He drops 38 for the Cavs, and the Bucks fall 114-102. The teams are going to split the regular season series. Now in college hoops, Whitewater women pick up its 14th win of the season, beating River Falls 65-54. And over in men's, the Warhawks hosting the Falcons, but very different results. River Falls gets the win 76-59. Divisional round is officially underway. The Chiefs hosting the Jags for one of the AFC matchups. KC's opening drive, Patrick Mahomes connects with Travis Kelce for 8 yards, and the Chiefs are up 7-0 early. Now Mahomes goes down and out with an ankle injury, but he does return to the game, and he's going to end this one the way he started, but this time he's going to find MVS. He turns it from a 3-point game to a 10-point game. The Chiefs win it 27-20, advancing to their 5th straight AFC championship, and then also the Eagles are advancing to the NFC championship after beating the Giants tonight.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Stay with us. We have one final check of your forecast coming up when we return.
Get an F-150 with 0% APR financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash and $500 accessories cash.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Call right now to find out if you qualify.
Call 1-800-336-0524. 1-800-336-0524.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Big trucks can cause big damage. Injuries can be severe and may require a lifetime of care and compensation. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We have been fighting and winning for people injured by big trucks for more than 30 years. Let us do the same for you. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
destruction is coming, and coming with a vengeance. Monster Trucks, Top Trucks, Monster Truck Rides, new to Madison, Quad Wars, no rules, all things, no race to the finish you don't want to miss. Buckshot, War Wizard, Heavy Hitter, Gibson King, and Alcatraz, all ready for 3 massive shows. Every ticket is a pit pass. Come early to meet the drivers. Take a ride, snap a pic with a real monster truck. Don't miss the Monsters of Destruction at the Alliant Energy Center, January 27th, 28th, and 29th. Get your tickets now at monstersofdestruction.com.
And Doug.
Hey, man. Nice base. Clearly you're a safe driver. You could save hundreds for safe driving with Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Woo! We gotta go again.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Lake Ridge may be a new name, but it isn't a new bank. It's one built on over a century of community commitment. One equipped with all the knowledge and resources of 145 collective years of experience. Monona Bank and State Bank of Cross Plains are coming together as one. As Lake Ridge Bank, we're doing more together for you.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
All right, Alex, looks like we may be getting some snow overnight tonight.
Yeah, for areas along and south and east of U.S. Highway 51. That would include Madison, that would include Darlington, Dubuque, Platteville area, heading down to the south and east towards the Janesville area. Let's take a look at our high-resolution radar. There you see that little bit of blue over Grant County into Lafayette, inching towards Madison now. It's probably some of those flurries trying to make it to the ground. We have some dry air out there, so that might eat away at some of that snow, inch or less, mostly towards the Illinois border. So if you're going out for church tomorrow morning or breakfast, you could have some slick spots south and east.
Okay, so definitely something to be aware of. Stay tuned with us, and we'll definitely have updates as we need it.
For sure.
All right, thanks, Alex, and thanks for joining us tonight. Weekend Morning starts at 6:30.